You've hit Beltline Construction, brought to you by Calvin College Media Production. Here's your host, Grand Rapids personal trainer, Mighty Joe.
Hello again, and welcome back to Beltline Construction. Once again, I am Mighty Joe from GrandRapidsPersonalTrainer.com. And in this episode, we're going to talk about an underused, yet possibly the most important training variable. For some reason, it's always overlooked, and I don't know why, but we can get a lot out of this. You're also going to get an opportunity today to get up from your seat and do a quick total body workout with us using just a single exercise. We're also going to talk more about nutrition, which we started into last week, and why it's important to establish a baseline before restrictive dieting for weight loss. But first, let's do a quick review of our prom date guideline from the last episode of Beltline Construction. We spoke about prom date. It's a simple acronym. It means painless range of motion demonstrating acceptable technique. And what this means is if something hurts, obviously don't keep going that fast, that much weight, that many repetitions, that often. We want to keep you safe, because the first thing with exercise is we don't want to get hurt. You know, somebody who's hurt can't train. If you can't train, you don't make the progress we want to. Beltline Construction is about keeping you safe and helping you make progress. So prom date is really our first thing. Moving on to our first nutrition habit, we want to establish our meal frequency. Just like with exercise, last week we talked about getting our baseline. We want to establish how much exercise we get per week, and our goal is to try to get at least 5 hours of intentional exercise accumulated. With meal frequency, it's not about eating a whole lot. We don't want to do that, obviously. We want to just figure out what is your baseline. There's a lot of people that will tell you that you should eat every 2 to 3 hours, every 2 to 4 hours, but sometimes it's just not practical, because you have class, you have work, you have family, you have lots of things going on in your life, so you might not be able to eat every 2, 3, 4 hours. So what we have to do is just get consistent. We have to have a baseline that allows us to get there. And once you figure out, hey, you can eat 3 times a day, we can lose weight, we can get leaner and meaner, bigger, stronger, faster, whatever your goals are with that. But really the thing is we just need to become consistent with our frequency. So just for the next few days, this is a homework assignment for you. Just keep an eye on how often you eat, what the practical reality of what you can do is. Moving ahead now, we want to talk about the training variable of time. One thing I like to have when I'm training, whether it's in a gym or in my own home gym, I like to have some sort of a timer, whether it's a countdown or count up timer, because it will allow you to really keep track of not just how long you've been training overall, but how much time is between sets. And really, that's to me is the key. That's the key. If you want to be efficient with your workouts, want to get maximal efforts, maximal results from your efforts, you need to have something to measure. If we keep everything else constant, if we don't change a single thing about the exercise, the sets, the repetitions, the weights, if we just use our time as our variable, you can get a lot more out of this stuff. So what you're going to see here today, we're going to use a timer. I got it set for 30 seconds. And in a few minutes, I'm going to have one of my friends come out here, maybe a couple, and we're going to take you through an exercise called the burpee. And love them or hate them, you get a lot out of them. They're a great total body exercise. They work pretty much every muscle you want. They give us that cardiovascular training effect that we're looking for. It's the most bang for the buck, as they say. So we're going to use that, and we're going to do a series of cycles using time as our main variable. So if I could have maybe 1 or 2 of my helpers come out here today right now. I want to have Stephanie. I guess we got Stephanie here ready to come on, so if you want to come in. We're going to talk about burpees. Love them or hate them. I know you said you've done them before, and you're probably more the hate them type. But what we're going to do today, though, is we're going to use 30 seconds as our first way of measuring stuff. So it doesn't matter how many she does. It doesn't matter, how fast she goes in between sets. We just want to count out 30 seconds, and we're going to establish baseline and see what she can do in the next 30 seconds. So if you're ready, I'm going to talk people through this and talk you through this, hopefully. We've got 30 seconds, and then after that, we're going to have about a minute to rest. And this is part of our time is using rest. So you ready to go?
Hope so.
Let's take it away. All right, timer's going. So she goes down into a push-up position, jumps up. So you put her hands on the floor, kick back into push-up position. Doesn't have to do the push-up. That's a bit more of an advanced move, and jumps up. And we're just going to keep doing these for repetitions. And of course, my timer didn't go. I hit the wrong button. That's okay. We'll count 15 more seconds and go from there. So you see, she just keeps going. We don't need a lot of space for an exercise like this, which makes burpees great. So if you're in a small room, a dorm room, train in your bathroom if you have to, you don't need a lot of equipment. There's no cost to this. You could do burpees anywhere, reaching for the sky. Give it about 5 more seconds right here. And I'm calling that the last repetition right there. And we've got, about 15 repetitions or so roughly. And that's most people are going to get somewhere in that 12 to 15 reps per every 30 seconds. And so what we could do here is now take us back up to another 45 seconds or so of rest. And you can hear a nice beeping here. And fire away. So how are you feeling right now? Feeling good? Thumbs up, thumbs down? We're doing good? All right. So Stephanie's feeling really good because she just did a lot of work. Every muscle is working really to either slow her down when she hits the floor or to help her jump back up. And in a few seconds, we're going to go into this again, doing the exact same thing. And I didn't count real closely with the repetitions because I'm obviously talking at the same time. We're going to try to see if we could do just an extra repetition or 2. So we'll assume we did 12 in that 30-second blast right there. Let's see if we can get you to 13 or 14 reps. Okay? And I think we're about ready to go here any second now, so fire away. Okay. Same move, nothing's different. We have not changed anything. And again, this is really the cool thing with exercise is you don't need to have crazy stuff all the time. changing every exercise, making yourself different every time. Yes, we need variety, but we're gonna have variety through our rest intervals right now. And you see she's working pretty hard here. You huffing and puffing yet? that was a yes if you can't hear that. You're counting repetitions here. Hopefully somebody in the crew is counting for me. Are you counting? Okay. That's 8, okay. We still got about 15 seconds right now on the timer. See if she could beat her record from last time, get us to about 13 or 14 maybe. And it's never about being fast. If you're starting with burpees for the very first time, you might find you get 5 in 30 seconds, and that's perfectly fine. The thing I want to make sure that you do is that you're really pushing yourself, and that's time right there. We beat your record?
I think it was just about the same.
Just about the same. Okay. And it's consistency. That's fine. That's exactly what we're looking to do is work hard. And you can't push yourself to a new limit every single time. But I'll let you take a break right now and have Travis come in if we can. All right, here we go. So we got Travis doing the exact same exercise, but now we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take this, and we're going to really watch the rest interval. So we're going to be a lot more specific with that. So I'm going to kick it up to a minute. So I'm going to see if you can get a minute of burpees. Okay, so it's going to be hard. So I want you to pace yourself. And the thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we get the full minute, the same kind of tempo as we did the first couple reps. I want to try to end at that same tempo. So don't go so hard in the first 3 reps you can't do the next 12 or 15. Okay. So whenever you're ready, timer will start clicking here. And we're just going to do the basic one. So we're not going to do any push-ups in it. So it's just from there, and timer's ticking. And so there's one. We'll start counting around, and I have this cool little trick where I count my fingers off here to the side, where it kind of shows us what we have going on. I think I got 3. I don't count past 1 usually. And you see he's going. We got about, 12 seconds gone already, 12, 15 seconds gone. And Travis is cranking around like a fine-tuned machine. Again, on Beltline Fitness, it's not about being the better than Travis, better than Stephanie, or worse. It's just, you go out here and you work, you put your time in, and you become consistent with it. I just lost count. Did you count for me? We'll call it 10. Okay, this is about 10, 12, because we got 24 seconds to go. I need to have a personal assistant counting for me. Okay, Travis looking good, starting to move forward. And this is one thing too, if you really want to push these in a different sort of way, you don't have to jump straight up. We could actually jump forward if you have a lot of space and maybe outside or in your apartment, wherever you might live. You could do like a long jump instead of a high jump with this. We got 4, 3, 2, last rep right there. Good. Now what we're going to do here, it's going to be a little bit different, is we're going to have 1 minute rest. We're going to keep that interval here. So I'm not really as concerned with how much you did in the repetitions right there. You worked for a good solid minute. Now we're going to rest for a minute. Mm-hmm. And if we had a lot more time on a show like this, what we do is we would do twice the rest as we do the work. So if he does 1 minute of work, he's going to do 2 minutes of rest, and he's just going to do a series of these. So we call it circuit training, done very simply. Simple exercise to do, and you still got 38 seconds or so of rest. It feels pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's like being on vacation right now. And really, this is how exercise is. We have our constant. Our exercise is our constant. We don't have to change anything. We're going to mess with this rest interval a little bit, and I'll kind of talk right through now while you're still catching your breath. One thing we could do, so once he masters a minute, and once a minute rest between every set is simple, then we can make it tougher, not by going faster or by doing longer for the exercise, but by having less rest between each set. So next week, you might go down to 45 seconds, down to 30 seconds of rest. And so the thing we got here is a way to increase our efforts without having to have a lot of equipment. You don't need fancy weight, you don't need gym memberships, you don't need anything except for a simple clock. Most phones have apps for that. And here's time. Ready for another minute?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's fire away. And hopefully you at TV are doing this along with us right now, or at least along with Travis. I, of course, would love to do this, but I have a microphone pack on, so I'm limited today. Looking good? And so he's keeping a good tempo all the way through for every single repetition of this exercise right here. You know what? While he's wrapping this up, I'm going to start talking about something we're going to have next week, or I should say next episode. We are going to have more talk about nutrition, obviously. We need to establish baseline stuff. We're going to have more specific exercises. We're going to discuss fitness level 2s, which is a step up from where we go. So you got 28 seconds too, Travis. And that's pretty much what we're going to hit next week. So I want to make sure you come back again. Beltline Construction, I'm Mighty Joe. We'll see you guys again soon. All right? Take care. Keep it going. Keep it going. It's all right, huh? It's been good. Okay, 15 more seconds. 14. Keep it going. Here we go.